Alright, don't take anything that we do here too seriously. We're two basically kids. We don't have any idea what the fuck we're doing. We're also really unprofessional. If you look around my garage, it is messy, okay? It is not a shop at all. We don't even actually have jack stands, we have ramps. So, don't take anything too serious. This is all for fun. So what you're gonna need is, I believe it's a 10 mil, and then we gotta take all 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th one back here somewhere, right? I think there is.
We might there's one in the back somewhere.
I can't remember.
You gotta take off the...
Yeah, that's it. It's under this. It's under this right here. I couldn't remember. Alright, so first thing you wanna do, get yourself a 10 mil, undo all 4 of these. There's a 5th one, it's underneath the valve cover. So you then need I believe they're hex, I think that's what they're called, but just to take off the valve cover. And then the 5th one is back here, it's behind your oil cap and underneath this. So you want to get those off. And these. And then if you haven't taken these off before, there's a metal piece and then there's a rubber piece. So you have to get both of them off. They're kind of a pain in the ass, the rubber piece. So yeah, I'm gonna need a screwdriver to get this one off. So, yep. Alright, so here's the 5th one right here. Again, it's in that back there. So we've got all 5 of those off. You're going to make sure that this feed is out. I usually try and tuck it away. This line is off. Tuck that away. Did stick out. Oil cap off. And now we're going to need to, another 10 mil and undo all the coils. And once you get those off, you want to unclip them. Once you unclip them and pull all of them out, you're good to go to take your valve cover off, or head cover off, sorry. Alright, so after you get these out, there's all right there.
Keep them in the right order too.
Alright, so after you take out all 4 coils, there is the harness that you have to kind of like move around. So I undo these 2 down here so that this can swing around easy. There's one back here. You want to unclip here, and then that way this thing can get out of the way here. And you'll know why you need to get these out of the way once you try and actually take the cover off. And then there's one more back here that you gotta unclip. And then just do a little double take, make sure everything's all undone, everything's out of the way. And then you should just be able to wiggle it off and pry it off. And you want to be extra careful while trying to take this thing out. Of course my brother's here. Stop it. Alright, so whenever you're taking it off, my brother got here, so that's why we had to end it there. But so whenever you're taking it off, you want to be careful. It's all in the back that's the biggest difficulty. So this thing really gets in the way. You maybe want to try and tuck it back down through here. And then try and push all this stuff as much out of the way as you possibly can whenever you're trying to take it off. Because right here, this is the biggest like problem. It always gets in the way. And after that, I mean, you can kind of actually see what your engine is on the inside. It's kind of cool. So, and this is probably the easiest thing that you can actually do at home. It really doesn't take much. What, a 10 mil and a screwdriver, and I'm able to look at the insides of my engine. It's pretty dope. So. Alright, next you want to move over to the actual cover. So I went ahead and started just to get started. It is kind of a little difficult at first, but once you get it up, it's just simply peel off. So the reason why I got a new one is this one was actually leaking. I I don't know why, but this was the first thing I wanted to try because it was $35 shipped. So I got the whole new gasket we're gonna put on, and hopefully that'll help. So this is like the most straightforward, basic thing ever. There's these little squares. Hopefully you can see it in the camera right here. It's like a little notch. Those go into the crack. So all you have to do is just push it in. It's pretty straightforward. After we do all this, make sure it's all on good. Yep, nice and snug. And now put it back on. Make sure you got it going the right way. Alright, so there's actually a rubber housing that goes on the inside of these. So whenever you're trying to get this back on, you're going to be like, wait, this is kind of difficult. It's not wanting to go back on. Just got to apply a little pressure. That O-ring basically has to expand and go around the metal sleeve that's in there. And it should just pop right on like it just did. And then it's simply just re-bolting everything down and make sure everything's all nice and torqued. So now we're just starting to button everything back up. So I got hose 1, hose 2. Go ahead and get this clip back here. Clip this thing back on up here. And then start to get your harness back in its kind of in its original place. You don't want to do it just yet because you want to get the other things in first. But just start getting everything kind of back to the way it was. That goes up there, that goes on there. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and get our coils back in. And like I said before, really not a difficult thing whatsoever. It's, if you've never done anything car-wise, I would not suggest doing it simply because of risk of you could do something bad since you do have your exposed engine. Oh, yeah, those are the wrong screws.
Yeah, these are the right ones.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then, so yeah, now we just got to get these 4 screws in, our dipstick, and we're good to go. And
then the cover, the very top piece.
Yeah, the top cover.
This, can't forget that.
Alright, so now that everything's all done, we're going to go ahead and make sure everything runs alright by starting my engine.